Hey guys, it's Molly. This is probably the first time you've ever seen my face. I'm sorry about it. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel and really felt like I never had anything to say or anything to contribute to the community other than watching a lot of videos and commenting. Like, I've always truly loved the YouTube community. I think it's cool how I can be in my room and you can be in your room and we're connecting at all different times of the day, at different parts of the world. I think that's awesome that we can just watch. We can get to know each other without even being on the same continent. I never felt like I had anything to contribute, and I've seen all these videos. I was trying to get ideas of how to get started. I think everybody goes through that, and I think the solution is just to go for it. Because I never remember like my favorite YouTuber's first video. I feel like, we all cringe at it later. Maybe in a year or so I'll cringe at this. We'll see. Odds are yes. Hi Molly, how you doing? But what I wanted to do for my first video, I was looking around YouTube right before Christmas and I'd been researching about record players and about record collections and seeing what records were best, what record players were best, what to do. And I always just felt kind of lost, but the YouTube community really helped me in that. So I knew, for me, I always liked learning about new music or hearing what someone's listened to and seeing if I met someone across the world who has the same kind of music as me, where I'm a little pop but they're a little punk, and it's just fun to see how that goes. But I'll admit, I don't think my music taste is that broad. I love learning new things. It's one of those things that drew me to records. If you asked me a year ago whether I'd be collecting records, I would have kind of laughed at you. I think that's kind of crazy. But it was one of those things. I've always had a fascination with old vintage things. This is not a great example, but my family teases me all the time because I hate MP3s. I don't hate the concept of having music on your phone. Of course I have music on my phone. But it's one of those things I have to buy the concrete CD. I can't just buy an MP3. I feel like I'm buying air, and it just freaks me out. I'm all about things that are tangible. Things I'm always scared, what if something happens to iTunes? I know, I'm like a grandmother. If something breaks down, I'm I want to have that hard copy of that's tangible. I can use this anywhere. And the great thing about CDs is that I have the CD, but I also have it on my phone because you just rip from the CD straight onto iTunes. I never understood why people didn't like CDs, but I guess I kind of get it because they can be clunky and they can get scratched, and you're I guess it's cheaper to buy the music online, but it was one of those things I never understood. It's not that much cheaper, I don't believe. I just really like CDs. So my family has always teased me about that. But this Christmas, it was even more severe when I said that I wanted to get a record player. They kind of laughed. I am literally an old woman. All I wanted for Christmas was a candle wax warmer that you put the little wax cubes in it and it melts, and then I wanted a record player. And my parents were asking me what year was it, and my whole family, even my extended family, was joking about it because my grandma actually gave me a record or two for Christmas. But when I was going around YouTube, I wanted to see what people were into. There's the vinyl side of YouTube, and they all have their own flair, and I think that's cool, is you can connect with all these people through music and through video at the same time, which is awesome. I've always had fascination with older things, even music. I've always wanted to learn about older artists. I'm an old soul. I love my modern pop stuff. Don't get me wrong, Top 40 is my stuff. I'm sorry, you're about to see a lot of that. But I've always loved the old decades and everything that my dad's introduced me to and my grandma's introduced me to, and I've just really enjoyed that. So I knew when I started my collection, since it was Christmas, I knew that the more modern records are going to typically be more expensive because they are being pressed specifically for this niche. And I knew that if I asked for the Christmas, it's just, I don't know, I could ask for a lot of smaller records. I have my great aunt's records that are a bunch of country and jazz, and it's kind of neat. It's mostly, I'm not a big country fan, but I really did enjoy the sound of it. It's just very relaxing. to be played on a turntable. I really got a record player because I wanted to get into music that I don't know. Like, I honestly think the most important thing about a record player is you get albums you like. You're gonna be playing on loop. You don't skip off songs too often. I mean, it is easy, but it's not as easy as pressing a button. It's one of those things. I have the records that, like, when I'm feeling sad, I'll play, and this is something about the spinning. It's just really relaxing to me, and it feels old, and it just calms me down, and I can just sit in my room, just pull myself out of whatever is going on that day, which is kind of nice. I wanted to share my collection. I know it's a lot of new stuff. It's actually all new stuff, this part. These are the records I brought with me back to college, but unfortunately I didn't want to take all the small 45s from my great aunt because I don't want to A, get them scratched, and B, it's just a lot. It is a lot of records, and you can only store so many while off at school in my dorm room. These are all my 12-inch vinyls. Let's get going. The first one is Coldplay, and it's their X and Y album. This is actually a box set. I bought it with Christmas money off of Amazon, actually. I don't have a problem with ordering records off of Amazon as long as they're in great condition, and so far I have had no problems with it. I haven't actually had the opportunity to go to a record store. I'd love to, but there's just not enough in my area or surrounding me, and one day I'll go. One day I'll drag someone with me, and we'll go digging through bins and everything. But here is their X and Y album. I've always loved it. It comes in a sleeve. It's got the song titles on the back, and then it's a 2 LP. So it opens up. It's got this design and 2 records. They both kind of look very similar, so I'll show you this one. And here's the other one. The sleeves are kind of neat. I don't know. Coldplay is just good. They've always been one of my favorite bands ever since I was little. Just one of those things. Relaxes me. My favorite, or like what got me to buy this album, I actually have never listened to the full album until I bought this record. But I've always loved the song Fix You, and it's always been one of my favorite, like top 5 favorite songs. So I figured this was a good record for when I just want to calm down, relax, maybe do homework, maybe just sometimes I just want to listen to music, and just sometimes you can play it when I read. If you're looking for something just to calm you down, this is one of my favorite albums. They have just the same, like, just mellow vibe, and I absolutely love it. My next record is actually Blue Neighborhood by Troye Sivan. As you'll probably know, he's a YouTuber on here. I'm absolutely obsessed with his music, and him in general, really. He just has I love his music. Words cannot express how much I love this album. Like, oh my gosh. But I have this is probably my most played record, honestly. I just love the sound. I don't know, I feel like I'm listening to things, like, don't get me wrong, I love all my, like, regular music, my teeny bopper music, but this is just, like, takes me out of things. Just calming, and there's not a song I dislike on this album. It's absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait for him to make more music in the future. So excited. Next record is an Oasis record, and it's What's the Story, Morning Glory. I've always loved Oasis. I love the 90s. This is honestly, I wish I had more vintage records, and I wish I could say this one's vintage, but it's a repress. I absolutely love older stuff, and this is from the 90s, and that's about as old as I get with my music right now, my collection right now, which is, I want to expand it so much, but it is a trifold, so you open it up, and I think it's really cool. It's got just very grungy, and I enjoy that. It brings me back. I say being born in 96. Sorry to everybody who feels really old or really young right now, but it's just a really cool record. It's very basic. I just always loved this record. It has Wonderwall on it. I've always just loved Oasis. I used to listen to them when I was younger. I used to listen to the Oasis Pandora playlist. There's Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova, and I've always just loved listening to that. And ever since I watched My Mad Fat Diary, it just rebirthed my love for like Oasis. The next album is Taylor Swift's 1989. And I know what you're thinking, what a stereotype, but I absolutely love this album. I was never really about Taylor Swift. I'm not a big country fan, so I didn't really start liking her music till about Red. And then when this came out, it's completely pop, and I was in love with it. It's a 2 LP, but it's got just all the Polaroids and all the script, and I just really like the vibe of this. It just has some really good music. I love this album. Sorry about it, but not sorry about it. My next record is the Clueless soundtrack, actually. I adore this album, y'all. The music's so good, and it's so stinking cute. My grandma actually gave me this for Christmas. She knew Clueless is like my top 3 solid favorite movies. It's one of those movies I can watch over and over and never get tired of it. I don't know if you can even notice that it says "You are the Cher to my Dion" on my wall, because my friend gave me that for my birthday. That's how much I talk about this movie. I adore this movie. Again, back to being an old soul. Love me. 90s and 80s, I love. Obsessed. But what's cool about this record, it's actually an exclusive from Urban Outfitters. So it's got great old music. Even my uncle, it was the weirdest thing. He looked over, he's laughing at me because it's this bright pink record and it's a movie soundtrack, and he looks over and I flip to see all the songs on the back, and he goes, "Wait." He was like, "That's actually some good music." And I was like, "Don't let it trick you." I go, if it gets my uncle, it's so funny because he was just like, "No." He's like, "This is actually good music." And he's like, "I might take this from you." And then I showed him what the actual record looked like. And then he thought, maybe I won't take this from you. It's beautiful. It's picture vinyl. Look how stinking cute that is. It's on both sides. It's beautiful yellow plaid, like her outfit. And I used to want that outfit so badly. And this just makes me feel like Cher Horowitz, y'all. I know. I just obsessed with it. Obsessed. One of my favorite records. Just gets me in a 90s mood. It's great. The next album is Multiply by Ed Sheeran, also known as X. It's just a 2 LP, but it's just really cool. He's very like feel-good music. That's what I've always loved about Ed Sheeran. He just has such good music, y'all. I'm so excited for Divide. Only like 2 more months, is it? Right? Best thing that's happened in 2017, by the way. I just love this album. And it's, I don't know, it's my favorite of his 2. Don't get me wrong, I love Plus, and I actually do want to get it on vinyl, but I just, this, love it. It's got Sing and Nina, and Thinking Out Loud. It's a classic high school dance song for me. I'm so excited. Love it. I listen to this one a lot. And last but not least, my boy Shawn Mendes. Okay, I love him way too much, y'all. But it's handwritten. It's his first album, and I got this for my mother for Christmas. And it actually, it's about to slide out, I think, a picture of him. There he is. Isn't he beautiful, y'all? Obsessed. We're gonna slide you back in there, Shawn. Look how pretty this record is, y'all. Da-da-da. It's translucent blue. Like, look, you can still see me. Oh my gosh, I love this record. Look how cool this is, y'all. Such a pretty record. Shawn Mendes has always been one of my favorites. Again, I think him and, I don't know, his voice is just so relaxing. I can't notice by this video, I'm just really into a lot of chill, kind of easygoing, easy listening music. So if you don't listen to Shawn Mendes, I highly suggest it. Alright, that's all there is for this video. If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below telling me what I should do next. And also leave your favorite music. I'd love to hear y'all's favorite records, favorite artists. I'm really always searching for new music. So yeah, hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!
Yeah.